Ibrahim lives a quiet and isolated life with his family in the mountains of Kerala. After losing his wife and daughter in a tragic accident, he has become a broken and withdrawn man. His father-in-law Musa and his younger brother Rasul are among the few people around him. One night, their peaceful life is suddenly shattered when Ibrahim receives unexpected visitors. A police officer arrives at the house with a dangerous prisoner named Laiq. Laiq is accused of brutally killing members of a family. But before anyone can understand what is happening, another armed man arrives looking for Laiq. The house becomes a terrifying battlefield, and Ibrahim realizes that the danger outside is connected to hatred and revenge. The armed stranger is Mustafa, a man driven by revenge. He has come to kill Laiq because of the terrible crime he believes Laiq committed. The police officer tries to protect his prisoner, but the situation quickly spirals out of control. Ibrahim and the others are trapped inside their own home. Laiq, however, is not simply a helpless prisoner. He is intelligent, manipulative, and capable of influencing the people around him. As the night continues, the characters begin revealing their beliefs, fears, and hatred. Ibrahim tries to stay away from the conflict, but violence keeps coming closer. What began as a simple attempt to protect a prisoner slowly becomes a struggle between revenge, faith, and humanity. As the attackers surround the house, Ibrahim is forced to confront people whose beliefs are completely different from his own. Mustafa believes that revenge is justified and that Laiq deserves to die. Laiq, meanwhile, uses religion and ideology to influence those around him. The tension inside the house grows stronger as every character begins questioning whom they can trust. Ibrahim wants to protect his family without becoming part of the violence, but the longer the night continues, the harder it becomes to remain neutral. The house turns into a place where old wounds, religious prejudice, political ideas, and personal hatred collide. Ibrahim slowly understands that the real danger is not only the weapons around him, but the hatred controlling the people holding them. The night becomes increasingly violent as Mustafa and his men try to reach Laiq. Ibrahim is forced to make difficult choices to keep his family alive. Every attempt to escape brings another confrontation. Meanwhile, Laiq continues manipulating the situation, exposing the dangerous power of extremist thinking. Ibrahim begins to see how easily people can be turned against one another when fear and hatred take control. Rasul, who initially seems innocent and inexperienced, is also affected by everything happening around him. The conflict is no longer simply about catching a criminal. It becomes a battle over what people believe is right and wrong. Ibrahim realizes that revenge cannot bring back the people who were lost, but those consumed by hatred refuse to let go.
As dawn approaches, the violence reaches its most dangerous stage. Ibrahim has been pushed far beyond the limits of his patience and fear. He has watched people he knows become victims of hatred, while others justify murder in the name of revenge and belief. Laiq's presence continues to create suspicion and conflict among everyone inside the house. Ibrahim must decide whether to protect Laiq, oppose him, or simply survive the night. The characters are forced to reveal their true nature, and the difference between victim and aggressor becomes increasingly complicated. Ibrahim understands that once hatred begins spreading, it does not remain under anyone's control. It consumes families, friendships, and even people who originally wanted nothing to do with the conflict.
By the end of the night, Ibrahim has changed completely. The peaceful life he once tried to maintain has been destroyed by violence and hatred. The events force him to confront a painful truth. Revenge only creates another reason for revenge, continuing an endless cycle of bloodshed. The people who entered his home carrying anger and ideology leave behind death and destruction. Ibrahim is no longer the same man who wanted to remain detached from the world. Kuruthi ends as a powerful warning about how religious hatred, extremism, and revenge can destroy ordinary lives. Instead of presenting violence as a solution, The film shows how hatred passes from one person to another, creating a cycle that becomes almost impossible to stop. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Maluflix for more hidden Indian movie stories and unforgettable cinema. Maluflix, stories that stay.